America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
Now, it may get bigger, it may get a little bigger, it may not get bigger at all. We'll see what happens. But regardless of what happens, we're totally prepared.
This is your victory. Now, I know you didn't do this just to win an election. And I know you didn't do it for me. You did it because you understand the enormity of the task that lies ahead.
You're not going to believe this. He killed 16 Czechoslovakians. Guy was an interior decorator. His house looked like shit.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah! What's up, buddy?
That just, every time, it makes me fired up. And
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how to react to that start, to be honest with you. It's how the mood feels me, or how I feel the mood. Today is 1/9/23. How say you?
I don't know.
I'm trying new openings every week. I don't think that one stuck either. It's too much going on here.
Put that one in the trash.
We've got multiple screens. We're watching the national championship football game live right now. We're live on Facebook, and we're doing some recording. What do you know today, man?
Man, it was a absolutely beautiful day today.
It was for a 9th of January in the middle of Kansas.
I mean, it like smells like spring. Like it just has, seasons have a smell, and it just smelled like spring out there. I don't know.
It felt good. What's crazy is even like at work, everybody seemed to be grumpy today and down, and
that's because it was Monday.
It was
right?
extremely. I think that's part of it. It was an extremely busy day as well. It's okay with what we use. It doesn't matter anymore. But I need that for a backup.
Okay.
But it was it felt like a spring day. Like it was busier than it had been in a long time. So
maybe that should be my job. You do that, and I'll hit the record.
The record button.
Yeah,
you have the one thing. That's your one thing. Okay.
Like I used to start the cameras.
Well, we don't have to get up and start cameras anymore. We'll see how long that's going to last, because I got a Wi-Fi camera going, and I think some of the delay in it is going to throw me off. I think once I get all of the settings right, you won't really hardly notice it. But when if you're watching the video later and we switch over to this other camera that is wired, you'll definitely notice a little bit of difference. But what'd you do this weekend, or what'd you do since last show? I haven't seen you much this week.
I'm just messaging my cousin right now. Me and my wife. And
messaging him live during the show? He's watching.
So he knows where to find us at.
All right. And we're going to fire up TikTok. I figured we'd get maybe some of the whatever we do that bullies people out of the way this week before we go live on there.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That way, they can't take away from us or kick us off already. We'll see. And, sometimes I think it throws us off being on there as well. But how could I say that could throw us off? I have 19 things going in front of me, screens everywhere, watching the game. So far, if you're watching this is kind of how I figured. Yeah, I was gonna say this is kind of how I figured it was gonna go. It's 7-0, 8 minutes, 19 seconds left in the first quarter, and they're getting ready to score again. I think good team, but like this is that separation that I don't want to be, but everybody, this is why the SEC is the SEC.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah. So, anyways, me, my wife, my cousin Sean, and his wife JB went hunting this weekend. JB never goes with Sean, and they've been married for like 30 years, and she said this is only the 5th time she's been in all those years, and my wife's has been wanting to go every year, and it just hasn't worked out, and we went, and I told her, I said, well, I'm not going to shoot. I want you to be able to shoot one, and I said, just so you know, like as soon, you might not be nervous now, but as soon as you get ready, as soon as you get one scoped in, I said, your heart's going to be beating out of your chest. I was like, you're going to be like the most adrenaline you probably had in a long time. And she ended up getting to take a shot at one and miss, but she said it took her 30 minutes afterwards to calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah. But so I think we're going to go again this Saturday.
Well, there's one thing you'll guarantee with me. You'll never catch. I mean, unless I'm hunting to save my life, salvage a situation,
You wouldn't
or
go just to sit?
nah. No, I don't
Just to
find.
watch me kill one?
No, I don't find. I don't find any joy in. I mean,
You
like,
could get drunk and
us-
sitting there.
but that doesn't. Again, in a survival situation, in a whatever, I'm comfortable with the size of my wiener and all of those things.
I don't think that makes.
I think it has more than. No, I don't know.
No, I
No,
mean, if
there's
chicks do it-
nothing that sounds. It's just not a. Yeah, it's not a sport to me, or it's
no,
not.
especially the way we do it. It's not.
Yeah, it's not
Hey,
exciting,
they held
or
him to a field goal.
there you go, be 10-0.
I know you'd never go, but
No, I've followed along like when I was real young. I think that might have been what my old neighbors in Rose Hill used to do, like bird hunting, and he'd take us out there. He had this dog collie he always had,
yeah.
and go scare them up and shoot them, and then he'd just throw their bodies at like Indian burial graves. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
What
Oh, so just so you know, Sean does listen to us because we were leaving, and he goes, "Let me give you a hug because I'm a hugger." So he knows he's been listening. So
it's quite a bit. We've had we're learning. Obviously, we're growing as together. I've done it for a little bit. You've done it, but it's still learning a rapport. But I've had the last couple weeks, the downloads have picked back up, the viewing. It's all coming together. We've both had a lot going on as well, to where show planning and doing some of that. I mean, I don't think you have to always, but
Yeah.
having topical stuff makes it better. But no, it's been good response. We've through the TikTok avenue, through YouTube, all that. It's been going. I mean, just new download sources. So we'll take it all. On my list today, I had a sponsor, and my sponsor was I'm feeling slow today. So I was like,
That's like a
Mylanta or
running app.
yeah, exactly. No, man, this weekend doing the Christmas light stuff. I'm just worn out. And then it was a busy day, and just I don't know, man.
If we don't go, I might help you Saturday.
I
we don't
probably
go
don't need
anyway.
it, honestly. I got 13 jobs down by myself this weekend, and I
Oh, you
have
did?
yeah,
Did you get the tall
all
ones?
yeah, I
down?
did all the worst ones
Oh.
already. I have one, and you haven't seen my probably worst one I have left, and then my biggest one I've left. But it's not the biggest one's just big because it's a lot of different stuff, but it's a really easy house. It's just a crap ton of lights. It's like 72 strands of C9s on or C7. So
I took mine down Saturday, and I wasn't even planning on. Sunday. I was cleaning up from our successful hunt Sunday, and I had to move the ladder out of the garage anyway. I was like, guess I'll just do it. But I just kind of pulled them.
yeah, it was
It's harder with clips. It's easy on the roof, but a pain in the ass on gutters. So you really gotta.
yeah, do it. You got to know your thing and stuff.
And mine were new and tight.
I kind of flew along. I had this weekend. My aunt had passed away last week. We'd kind of brushed that last show, and I had a ton of family in. The funeral was Friday,
And Hutchison.
and but almost to Hutchison, and so within that time frame or whatever, we had a ton of family in town and a ton of stuff going on. So did the funeral Friday, bunch of family. It was, I mean, other than obviously the situation, it was really good to see a bunch of family, and our family, because of my mom being gay and just a lot of our situation, we've kind of separated from family we were real close to when we were younger. So it was cool to see everybody. But Saturday I got up because my brother was in town, my mom, they wanted to do stuff, and they wanted to try to watch the KC game with them and go eat and do that. So I got up, and it was a cold morning, but it was so not windy and not frosty. I was out like at 8 o'clock Saturday. I was out
Asleep?
No, I was
Oh.
I was on the first house by 8 in the morning.
Oh, 8 a.m.
Yeah, a.m. I was up, gone out of the
How'd
house, and
How'd they appreciate that?
who, the customers?
Yeah.
Most of them don't even, I don't think, know I'm there. I'm quiet. I don't.
Just
mean,
the
I have
ladder
people-
just.
Yeah, I text a couple people, but people don't hear me. I mean, like I'd text somebody like,
I
hey,
guess when you live in a fancy house. so-
exactly. I
yeah.
said, hey, I'll bill you. I didn't know if you see it. Like, well, I'll catch you when you're here. I'm like, I've been there and gone an hour ago. They're like, I didn't even notice you were here.
Yeah.
So no.
My fancy alarm system almost killed you for being a poor on our property.
Yeah.
Get out of here, poor.
No, yeah, especially with the beard and the homeless vibe I have going on, because I wear a disheveled jeans and a old tethered Cowboys hoodie. It's just my Christmas light attire until it
Yeah.
wears off of me. So No, I got a crap done, but had family in town, so I hauled ass Saturday and then got up Sunday, and I don't know why. I wanted to be home by about 3:30 again yesterday to watch.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no shit.
I was thinking that
And I only got pushed to the west side because I stopped on the east side store to pick up this, and which they showed they had in store and they didn't. And then so I drove out west. Well, I have 2 customers out west, so it helped me knock out. And those 2 actually were the only ones because they are maybe poorer people. You could hear me walking on their roof. They came out and paid me while I was there.
Oh, good.
So
I was thinking that we should do just a mini. Well, it's not mini, but just a playoff bracket week to week and pick winners. There we go.
I was gonna have
Look
you.
at that move.
He's the NFL player on their
Yeah.
team.
He's like Tyreek Hill, kind of.
Yeah, he's a good.
Him and that number 1.
That Robinson or whatever
Yeah.
Johnson.
But we could do like just a little pick 'em.
Yeah, if you pull up
Bracket.
the list here in a little bit, we'll do that. I was going to bring that up because on the list a little bit further down,
I was thinking when we start talking about sports.
that's what I figured. But the NFL shakeup is, already playoff start. Coaches are out. Who's going to be in? Playoffs are set. Couple hot teams, couple not. And then I had Cowboys in parentheses.
So we're definitely not going to do the show on Monday.
How come?
Because the Cowboys play Monday.
What's that matter?
Because
We could do something Sunday or something.
That's what I
We'll
was
figure it
thinking.
out. Or, yeah. I might take Monday off and you don't really work, so we could.
no,
I could-
I'm going to be freaking busy as shit.
I'm
next
trying to
week.
get this set up with everything I'm doing. You should have. I had pictures and I've got video. I'll show you later. I literally took this studio inside. I mean, minus like this computer. I took this one. I had a table set up, computers, or because I had, which it doesn't even matter now, but that goes into my other thing, obsessing with technology and this
Yeah.
goddamn setup. But we were getting crazy feed noise coming out of these stupid cameras, and something to do with them being plugged in and charged and whatever. So
But finally
I
got
think
it. That
well,
you figured it
we
out.
don't even know. I got it fixed on that one, but now I don't even need it because we're recording. That's where I am actually working on a thing where we'll straight USB that one in,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it'll even be faster. But my computer programming has came along greatly in the last couple weeks. But you've got to
Why
like
don't you just have the boy do all this?
because he doesn't.
technology?
I'm learning a lot of it to help him. He knows certain stuff. He's
Yeah.
helped me with some stuff, but I'm trying to get him some streaming going and getting him technology and the best stuff to be able to. He doesn't even.
You
do-
think like him and his buddies could come out here and fix all this up for us?
Well, some of it, like the debug, like you've got to go into settings in your USB and like defrag it to be able to accept it, to not
Oh.
charge your phone, to be able to actually send camera footage
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff back. It's like I watched a video on it, and I'm not.
Good
You
thing-
know me, I'm not that. You guys, if you listen to our show and you listen to me read, you know I'm not that smart. So this is a
He doesn't
struggle.
know letters that well.
I don't read well. This is a struggle for me. But no, we've came a great
Good
improvement.
thing there is for YouTube and the internet, huh?
Yeah. And just, yeah,
You know, I
these,
think that looks pretty good.
it's not bad. I need to get the thing centered, but it's crazy how decent the picture came out. And,
Yeah. So I didn't. I showed this to Bristol,
uh-huh.
and well, actually, my wife did, and she was like, "What do you think of it?" And she was like, "You guys," and it was exactly what I've been saying. She was like, "It
Yeah.
should be like you guys like squaring off."
Yeah.
And then, anyways,
Well,
today,
you are kind of.
today I was getting ready to leave, and I was like, "Fuck! I guess I got to bring my red headphones because Casey's got it in our logo now, so I got to wear my red
I got my
headphones
hat.
every time."
No,
That's
it don't
kind of our
matter.
thing now.
That's cool, though. I thought it was something different.
No,
No,
I like it a
I'll
lot.
adjust it eventually, but it's kind of who we are. If you watch us, I'm stuck
like it.
behind this mic every time. You're looking at me in awe all the time, like most people do.
No, I don't think it's that. Well, it's because we're like this. I think, yeah.
We've talked about it. We'll eventually probably change the setup again and face each other in some way. I think the idea of maybe I always wanted a triangle desk, so we're kind of facing each other, but we're kind of facing out. I mean, you don't watch ESPN. There are you'd around, but if there's 2 hosts, they're not facing each other usually. Maybe if it's Skip Bayless and them, but I don't want to be Skip Bayless and what's the
I'd be
Thurman
Shannon.
Thomas.
I'd be Shannon. You'd be Skip.
probably because he's the Cowboys fan, but I don't.
And I'm darker than you.
Oh, not acting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I have a black friend. Do you have a black friend?
yes,
Who? What's his name?
Toby.
Yeah. You can't even say that. Good thing we're not live on TikTok or we'd be kicked off already.
It's going to happen eventually. We know no matter what, we will get kicked off eventually.
We should probably get our bad, like you said, get all of our bad stuff over with. maybe not read any stories so they don't offend some precious little character.
I'm getting a little bit of sound coming back in. I don't know if what's going on, but that's okay. We're
I
gonna.
don't hear nothing.
You don't? Okay.
I think you're just.
I'm
think you're
over.
obsessed.
Well, I am obsessed,
Oh,
but
wait. Maybe I do hear something.
yeah, we're getting some refurb. I don't know where it's coming from though.
I don't know. Touchdown, Max Duggan.
Well, there's a lot going on, and I get some feedback coming in here. So this is
My
why it's
man.
the learning curve. So we are going to make it a closer game here, keeping up with the game going. The TCU just scored, so now we're 10-7.
Yep.
So
I got some stories for us here.
all right, let's go. I
Uh,
got a couple too. But
M&M's to offer all female packages for a limited time. Now, I don't know if everybody knows English or not, but an M, if you turn an M upside down, it looks like a W.
okay, that's
So
astute.
that's pretty astute. Mars, the maker of M&M candies, has announced to debut all female packages as a way to celebrate women everywhere who are flipping the status quo. So they're going to flip the M upside down and make a W out of it. So I would have thought they would make the package pink, but it looks like it's purple. It's still brown with purple. So,
Does that?
I mean, I guess it's just a way to sling some M&Ms.
I was gonna say, does that like make you want to buy more M&Ms, or where does that?
I don't know. I guess if you were probably a progressive young lady, you would probably do it.
Okay, well, that
You know,
makes.
I heard something today. I was flipping through the news and I heard something today. And we just kind of talked about it. You said your mom's still a lesbian, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And how long has she been a lesbian?
I think all of her life, but like outwise, I don't. Since I was 10 or 11, something like that.
Okay. Does she ever get sad or get the blues?
I'm sure.
Well, I heard on CNN.
Being gay in America, it's
Yeah. Well, I heard on CNN today that they have a new medication out for lesbians.
Okay,
Have you
what's
heard about
that?
it?
No,
they
I
have
haven't.
two different kind. They have Trimen again and try cock some more.
I don't think that would help her case.
I didn't know if you've ever heard of that or not, but it's going around the internet for from some of our friends to try. So
No, I don't think that. I don't think she will be doing that. I don't think that that's her thing. So
it's supposed to help out. I don't know.
all right, well,
Just what I heard.
I'll try to talk her into it and see.
Did you hear about? Okay, who's the? All right, not excluding current day. Top 3 best white running backs in the history of the NFL.
Who are
Well, just-
you say excluding?
Yeah, excluding McCaffrey.
Man, best white running backs of all time.
Yeah,
Does Allstott fall into that, or is he fullback
Also,
only?
They count.
What's the Brian song? What was that?
Oh.
Gail Sayers is the
Yeah.
other one. Brian, God, Piccolo.
Yeah, Brian Piccolo.
He's probably the best white one
Brian
that I.
Bigelow.
No, Piccolo. I think he's the best.
Well, I was hitting it more at Peyton Hillis. Did you hear about him?
No, what about him?
He's in the ICU after saving his own kids from drowning in the ocean.
What the hell?
Yeah.
These guys got to stop going in the ocean and stop doing. Like.
Well, it was his kids were drowning.
But why do you keep going to the ocean to put yourself in that situation? I guess is
Man.
what I'm saying.
I don't know. I know firsthand experience. It was 2019. I was working in Corpus for a long time, and I flew Sarah and the kids down to hang out with me. I mean, the kids were out in the ocean, and we went out above where I could touch, and I got in a undertow, and I almost fucking drowned. Like, I was inches or seconds away from giving up. Like, I was like, this is it. I'm drowning. Like, I could not swim any harder, and finally I just like let go just enough, and I floated back up, and it stopped, and I was able to get out back to where I could touch. But I've never been so exhausted in my life.
So we've been to the ocean a couple times. I got like one like big undertow kind of like that, but I wasn't like, if I had been farther out, I think I probably could have freaked out. So like even at that point, like the boy kept trying to go further and further out, and we're like, no,
Yeah.
nah, come on in, because that shit can pull you away quick enough.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that it's amazing what you're capable of in a situation where you need to be, but
I seriously gave up. Like gave up fighting it, and I was like, I'm just gonna try to float with it. And as soon as I did, it like kicked me out of it, and I was able to get like another 30 feet away where I could touch. But I was like, this is it. I'm gonna freaking drown. But I was worried because Sarah's kids were close to me, but they weren't that far, and I could just see them, and I just started kind of going under, and I was like, this is it.
I had one where, well, twice I guess, but one, like when I was young, my dad lived out by Cheney Lake there, and like the Ninneskal, or I don't remember what kicks off of that, but there's a big, and it's real big when it comes right out of the lake, so once the water gets up, it gets flowing pretty good, and there's some crazy undertows and stuff, and I just remember being in there as a washout, and you could walk almost partway through, and all of a sudden I hit this thing, and just the water was rushing under there, and it just took me, and I remember, like, just hear it, like, I don't remember it really, but the story is, like, my dad, like, I was 40 foot down bank, and he's running along the sideline and, like, flies off the fucking bank and, like, gets me in, and, they had to, like, pump water out of me and do all that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or I could have been like a goner.
Oh, shit.
Because I was probably 7, 8, 9, something like that, and don't have a clue what I'm doing. And
I remember when I was like probably 12, something like that. I don't know. That middle school age, probably like my daughter's age, maybe. Chloe's age. She's in 6th grade. I used to run around in Wellington in the summers with my little buddies and stay at my grandma Richard's house all the time. And there was this creek Wellington where 160 goes over.
Yeah.
They used to call it the Vidoc, and when they rebuilt it, it just doesn't have a name anymore. Well, there's that water that runs under there, and one day it was roaring like you were talking about, and there was I think it was probably just a water line that runs across it, but it's probably an 8-inch or a 10-inch pipe, and we used to walk across it all the time. We walked across it. My buddy Derek fell off of it, and he was getting swept away, and like movie quality, caught him with one arm, and I was hanging on. I pulled him back in. This is before I was, when I was a scrawny little kid. I pulled him back in, and then I pulled him to the thing. It was like, oh, wow, we almost got swept away, And then, of course, we went and built, whatever wood stuff we could. We're like, we're going to make rafts, and we're going to float to the ocean or whatever we thought we were going to go. But, yeah, it's funny how stuff like that happens when you're a kid and you remember it.
I remember we were, I don't know how old we were, but probably 10 or 11, and there's a little creek down by Belle Plaine and right over by the Arboretum, and it would freeze over because it was only a couple feet deep. What, you got comments on there?
Sean says, good one.
But it was only a couple feet deep, and I remember my buddy Gary fell through, and like we're punching through the ice because he kind of went under a little bit, and we got him pulled through, but then once we broke through, we both kind of fell in, but it wasn't that deep enough where we could get out, but I remember him freaking out, and we were probably 2 or 3 miles away from 16-7, another touchdown. Not even that, probably a half a mile or whatever, but it was so freaking cold.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we get in there, and like his mom, it was the weirdest thing because put him in one bathroom, and then me and my buddy Ricky like jump into the shower and like had our clothes on, like trying to warm up, get like at least warm up. And she's like, just stay in there with your clothes on for a little bit. And my buddy Ricky's like, nope. And he's like straight off in there in the hot water, like pushing me out of the way. And I'm like, get out of there. And I just want towels. I don't want no more. I'm done with water.
Yeah. Me and I think when it was, it'd snow and it'd freeze up, me and April used to go like walk all the creeks and stuff through the farm. And of course you like get on ice and you're like jumping up and down trying to bust through for whatever reason.
Because you're dumb.
We're dumb kids. And I was especially dumb. And we fell through. Me, April, and whatever farm dog. I can't even remember what dog it was, but we all fell through. And I fell through first, and then April and the dog, and they were kind of in front of me. So I threw April out first and then the dog out, or whichever way it was, and I was last out. But it was like up over, and we were probably half a mile, like you said, from the house, and hauling ass back and get back to the farm. And Mom's like, what did you do? I told you not to do that. I said to stay off the ice. And we're like, we weren't. Like,
yeah, I was like, well, we might have been.
Okay, we might have, but
we didn't mean to. We did, but all right, well, we're safe now.
Yep, we're safe, and Peyton Hill's kids are safe, and I think he's fine.
All right, so man, that's he was the Bronco one, and then Hilliard.
He played for the Browns.
Hilliard did. He didn't
No,
play.
Peyton
Oh,
Hillis.
Hillis. But I think he played for the Broncos at one point too.
No, when he was on the cover of Madden, he was for
Yeah,
the Browns.
but I think he played for a couple different teams. But
yeah.
um,
And I was reading about that when he was on the cover of that. He wasn't even a Pro Bowler.
no, he was a white running back doing good in the NFL, and
Yeah.
it just and plus he was kind of that. It was like having that all-star type guy or having one of them back. It was somebody different. So, what else? Today I didn't want to, but there was a lot of political stuff in the news. So,
I didn't even see any of it.
oh, you didn't?
Well,
In the House, obviously.
I've seen that.
The
but-
15th chime was the charm. McCarthy gets in, made crazy concessions. I know we're in a bad place, but I don't think that it bodes real well or speaks real well of. That sounds all right.
Yep, I didn't mean that.
That's okay.
Something is like getting me in here. The allergies are like
Oh.
tickling my beard.
I don't know if there's
I
any.
keep going like this. It's not Coke. It's
I don't know if we have any allergies. Is there? I don't know. Is the heater kicking up too much dust for you?
I don't know what's going on. It's just making my like your beard hair right underneath your nose itchy, tingly.
Touching it on the mic, maybe.
Oh, that could be it.
But 15th time was the charm or 15th try was the charm. Don't really, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens there. It's just now we're getting ready to get into all of kind of what we knew was going to happen, all of the new investigations and everything. The bigger part of it was there was almost a fight between it, and apparently it was right after the 14th vote was getting ready to happen. There was, I don't even know who it was, shortly before midnight, it became clear Republican leaders had poised to fail once again as the emotions ran hot. McCarthy and others focused their pressure on Matthew Gaetz, the Florida, who was the ringleader of the anti-McCarthy movement, and the Alabama congressman appeared to like go after him, and then he seen another guy seen on camera like. I thought them were the two that were fighting, but he knew he was going to attack him, so he pulled him back to stop it. And this
You gotta
guy's
throw them hands, huh?
but it's crazy that we're getting to the point where even the people getting along are fighting, or I don't know. I guess they're not getting along.
Not getting along, but
They're supposed to. You elected them to get in there and to knock us out or whatever, you know. That was I just thought it was funny that we're getting to the point. I don't remember the last time you heard of a physical altercation in the House or the Senate.
shit's getting wild.
Then I don't even care about that. Gary, the picture was just great because the story, I'll do it just because it made me smile. And you like Gary Abbott, and so
Greg Abbott.
Sorry. But
when Corona shit was first going on, I was working in Texas. I was in College Station,
but he's just waiting there in the wheelchair when he gets off,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know. This is two of our biggest leaders in the world.
yeah, and those people, they love him in Texas. I remember at first I didn't like him because they were locking us down. You know, when everything first happened, and I called him Robo Wheels or something like that, and one of the guys I was working with, he was straight up 100% Texas. He's like, "You don't fucking talk bad about Texas ever." And I was like, "Hey, man, I'm
Not our
just-
hero. He's our hero.
I
He's
was
our
like,
hero.
Sorry, Governor Abbott, but no, he's cool."
Now, I guess basically Biden was going down to the border and he didn't get invited. So he did get invited later, but he showed up to just tell him he wasn't pleased.
Man,
with
everything he says lately that I've seen anything is just so incoherent. You can't even understand what the hell he's trying to say anymore.
Well, now him and your McConnell are buddies again, so that's not boding well for McConnell. I mean, he'll be out. Of course, he controls his state, so he'll probably be there until he decides he's not. But it was weird that once he loses his power the other way, now, kind of becoming buddies.
Yeah.
All right, done with politics. We talk about we're on the opposite side. You're supposed to argue me on some of them or something, by the way.
Oh, well, I said, that these two stories that I want to talk about, I think we need to skip all of them because
We'll get kicked off here?
get kicked off a tick.
Who cares? We got one person. If we get kicked off, we get kicked off.
I know, but our next sentence, like, you know how it is, like when you did your first time in jail, they let you stay for whatever, and then the next time it's doubled. So like we lost a week this time, so it might be 2 weeks next time.
If it is,
3
it
weeks.
is. It is.
Well-
I'll contest it again, and then we'll see. I'm not worried about that. No, What do you have there? I was gonna say.
Did you see this about a customer shoots and
We both have stories very similar brought up.
KILLS robber at a Mexican restaurant, then returns stolen money to patrons?
What's a KI? Oh, you're saying you don't want to say that word.
Yeah, I'm trying to say not. So basically, the guy was robbing a store at gunpoint with this and taking money from everybody, and this dude he walked right past him and just took him out. Then he bolted.
The
Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he gave the money back to people.
He gave everybody his money back
And then
bolted.
bolted?
Yeah, he bolted in in that old pickup there.
Because he's probably got some warrants or he don't have a license
That's kind of a cool truck.
yeah.
It's like a late 70s. When did they start making those ugly 80s ones?
I don't know.
That's the worst ones.
Yeah.
Especially them ones that had like the blood red interior.
See, how did you go right to that when I have the Dollar General employee charged with manslaughter after killing armed robber? Says it's the 6th time in 5 months the store was robbed. So my initial vote is, I'm not even I don't really love that stuff, but American Hero.
The dollar store?
No, I don't love that either, but I don't like the shooting somebody or killing somebody to protect a corporation or whatever. If he was really harming somebody, if it was give me the money and I leave and that's kind of the thing, either let them take care of it. Let them hire security. That's not your job to put your life on the line for your $9 an hour at Dollar General job. I guess there's my stance, but I still say man of the year or candidate or whatever because he's standing up. He's tired of it.
I mean, you watch all these places like in California and people are just robbing them blind.
A store clerk was arrested after shooting an armed robber in self-defense at a Dollar General in Louisiana. Okay, positive. According to local police, Rufus Anderson was working at the downtown Monroe location when the robbery took place. Per Fox Vegas 5, when the thief took the money from the register and attempted to leave the store, the employee pulled out a gun and fired more than one shot in his direction. Good job. The suspect was hit along with an innocent bystander shopping in the store. So that's where it becomes when you're not a cop and if they're not.
Or you're not a very good shot.
Yeah, but if they're not robbing or harming or killing people, why? Hey, if you are joined on TikTok, welcome. Thank you. Monday morning, middle of the road. But why do you step in and do that? That's what I don't understand. So now, basically, when officers arrived on the scene, the robber was found lying on the money and had just stole, unfortunately died later from complications from the gunshot.
Oh, that's too bad.
Unfortunately, after Anderson locked up the store as usual, he went to the police station, turned himself in according to the report.
Anderson Silva?
No, this one's Rufus Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Was questioned by police.
Damn, Rufus.
He mentioned that it was the 6th time it had been robbed in 5 months. 4 other attempted robberies had been successful. He felt so scared that he could be killed this time. Now, so there's again, don't say that because the guy was leaving. He already had the money and was leaving. Don't feel scared that you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
If, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
So
you had, let's see here, let's make a reasonable amount of time.
Okay.
7 minutes. Let's say 7 minutes. Because 10 minutes is...
To live, or are you going to qualify it?
No, 7 minutes. Because 10 minutes is probably a little bit long.
Okay.
7 minutes to go into any store you want. Take as much shit as you need. Like, this isn't like criminal. Like, this is...
Yeah, you want to, yeah.
What would be the top store you would go into, and what would you go for?
God dang. Man, right now it's probably electrical stuff because
like Best Buy or something like that?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, because I was at that funeral, and not to be weird, but they had like a 70-inch TV that, would look good right now.
Man, that looks so good.
I don't have, right, you'd be honest with me, it would be like a freaking lumber yard.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to buy.
I was thinking like Lowe's or something.
I haven't been able, but I haven't been able to buy lumber in 7 minutes. I could just walk down and say, I want this out of it, or
no,
what?
You got to put it in a cart.
Okay, well then, damn.
You could have it.
But 7 minutes, I could go to that oak and that maple and that section, and I could unload those sections in 7 minutes. And I mean, I would love to be building again. And that's what's funny is my wife, my mom, or whoever around me is like, man, you're spending a little bit of money on stuff, and it's all money I made doing my Christmas lights.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a quarter of the money it would take for me to build one cabinet.
Yeah, for sure.
One cabinet would cost me $1 million. I did all this for like $12,000. No.
I think.
Where would your place be?
I guess I would probably go to Lowe's or somewhere like that.
Yeah, because you could get tools, you can get
I wanted, or like Cabela's and grab every gun I could get. That's probably what I'd change it. Cabela's, and I
just
would
don't have
go through and take every.
You have
gun.
3 guns now. What? You don't have no. You're
I have
not
more than that, but
you're not a gun infatuist. Are you going to resell them? What's the point of having
guns? Will never lose their value.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I change mine. I'll go to a bank.
Well, no, you can't do that. But like in Cabela's, I could get all the hunting stuff I wanted. Yeah, and you would have to.
I know all of a sudden you're hunting, but hunting is like a less than 10% of your life, if not even that.
It's just more this time of year. But like you could get all kinds of stuff, shoes, clothes. They have everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
I'd rather load up.
Maybe I'd go to like a vintage Jordan store too, because then
that'd be
resale
sick.
value. I get the ones I want,
Yeah.
and then you have like 4 or 5 pairs. Then we could still buy all your guns. I think you could in 7 minutes in like one of those places probably get more value than a gun store, unless you went to like
go to one of those
crazy
sneakerheads.
antique. Yeah.
Sarah Joy says she'd go to a car dealership. That's where I go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but 7 minutes you're not even gonna get the paperwork filled out.
You don't need paperwork.
Well, you
get
can't
the
just
keys, bro.
Well, maybe, but you got to do.
He'd be like, "Look at my new Jeep." Period.
Period. What? Might as well. What's the score here? I haven't looked up for a minute.
It's not looking so hot for TCU.
We're 17-7, 11. Well, it's not that bad, but there's a lot of game left. But they're driving again. Did you? I headed this one with Packers push for the playoff in a strange way. They obviously lost, and then toward the end,
I saw the skip.
what was he doing? Waving to him? Did he do like the Taylor Lewan?
Oh,
or
I don't know. I just saw him.
Green Bay Packer Quay Walker was ejected from Sunday night's game against Detroit Lions.
Like that was the absolute.
It was weird,
dumbest thing you
and like
could do,
all he did
especially
was
after last week.
It's already off the video, but all he did was step into.
Yeah, he just kind of
help,
barely.
But to see his guy, I mean, the guy was just.
See Skip's out there right now.
But he was just stepping in there to help his guy. I just don't get. But he shoves the training guy down.
He just kind of just was like kind of like not even back off. He was just trying to slide his way in there.
The guy, yeah.
And then he's like.
And then, but what's funny is when they throw the flag on him, he's like, "What? What?" It's like, what do you mean? What did you do?
And then you see his mama on TV with a baby picture of him, like he's a good boy.
I'm sure he is a good boy. I mean, that's the heat of the moment. You're pissed off in the game, all those things, but go hit a player. Don't hit a training
dumbass.
staff.
Well, even especially after the whole thing on Monday, where it's like trainers are the heroes now. I mean, that dude saved that other guy's life, and now he's pushing a trainer. That's the dumbest thing he could have done.
Well, and just the whole fact that right now the world was against the NFL for quite a few years, not the whole world, but a lot of people, the kneeling, the whatever, and then it's like since that thing, everybody's kind of surrounded the NFL.
Yeah.
Then
did you see what Biden said? And he was like, someone asked him if they shouldn't have the NFL anymore, and he was like, they've got 400-pound guys running 500 miles an hour running into each other.
Yeah. That's pretty.
Sorry,
that's fairly accurate.
That is never going to happen. The NFL is never ever. It's the most popular sport in America. It's never going anywhere.
But a couple more. You've seen how the world came to a halt from something like that. A couple more things like that, I could see more and more.
Here in a month, when they find out that dude has some kind of
heart condition,
and it has nothing to do with football. Luckily, he was there. If he had just been at his home, he probably would have died.
That's true. Well, he probably wouldn't have got popped in the chest or whatever happened.
Whatever it was.
But he
obviously had.
He could have been working out and dropped the weight on your chest or something, and
Speaking of working out, I saw some dude
you don't have to work your working out into every show, okay?
I'm just saying that. I was watching a guy work out. It was something. Well, I told you that story about that kid I saw stuck under a weight the other day at the gym, and nobody was helping him. Well, this kid was like inclining, and people, I guess you need to, if you're a novice lifter, if you're doing any kind of barbell bench or anything where you're under the weight, do not put clips on there.
If you're, how come?
Because you need to be able to get
To
that weight off. You
eject
need
the
to be able to
weights?
tip the weight off of
Yeah.
you if you can't get it, especially if you don't have a spotter.
Yeah.
You need to be going flat anyways, and not.
I make sure I do it that way. If I deserve to get stuck under there if I put myself in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, this kid had the clips on, and he tries to dump it, but the clips are on, and it must have been a really good clip, and it's holding it, and it's choking. It's like it's on his neck, and he can't get off. Finally, somebody comes running over and pulls it off of him, and the kid just slides off the incline because, he's already kind of seated upright, out cold.
Just pass out. Yeah, because that I've had that almost happen from like situations where you do get and then finally get it off you because everything it takes to get it off.
I got stuck. Did I tell you that story about where I got stuck in Ohio? I was in Ohio working. It was weird. So Ohio, Eastern Ohio and West Virginia come together and then it goes into Pennsylvania. West Virginia at that point is only like 8 miles wide.
Okay.
It's really, it's you go from Ohio to West Virginia to Pennsylvania like that. Anyway, so I'd be staying in West Virginia and I was working out in Ohio. And it was like this pretty good sized gym, but it was 24 hours a day, so they gave me like a keypad. I was in there, not a soul in sight. Nobody in there. Just me. And I was bench pressing the last one of the last rep, and I got stuck. I was like, oh shit. And I drop it on my chest and I roll it down and sit up real quick. And as soon as I do it, I look up and there's some dude just bebopping down the thing. I'm like, really? This happens? I've been in here for an hour by myself and nobody's been in here, and you just show up right when I look like an idiot dumping weight on myself.
Well, when I was working out a couple years ago, I only went to like the Y a couple times, but I had a couple of those. I used to like go and I had one dude I'd meet there, one buddy, every once in a while, like if I wanted to try, like I haven't maxed in a while or whatever, and I'd have my wife come out and spot me, but that's weird having your wife spot you max. And
I've had Sarah spot me.
I'm not saying, it's okay. It's just like, it makes me feel like I don't have any friends, and I know I don't.
Well, we don't.
Yeah. But I remember, I don't know, for me, it wasn't even that much weight. If the weight is irrelevant, it was
it's irrelevant.
But as like I had worked out kind of hard the day before, but I had agreed to meet him there. I didn't even really want to, but I'm like, here's where I was last week. Let's try this. Man, I got so stuck under there. It was the weakest, saddest little experiment. And man,
you get stuck under, and some guy comes over and curls it off.
Yeah,
like,
one hand curls it off of you.
Like, here you go.
Well, the guy was he's a short, stocky guy that he coached or one of the soccer kids' dads, and so he always worked out. He benched, worked out with 300, and my whole goal was to try to get to 300, and so it was that kind of like, you okay, bud?
Yeah, I don't know. I went in and worked out at my company has a gym there. We have a gym, and I went in there over a lunch break last week and worked out. I kind of thought, well, maybe nobody in there will be in there, but I didn't really plan it out very good. And I kind of waited till 12:30 because I thought maybe it'd push them out. And I opened the door and go in the locker room, which is the first time I've been in there. It was packed full of clothes and shit. I was like, where is everybody? Where is everybody? We get all these bullshit emails all the time about join us for yoga and all this shit. And so I decided that I was just going to go ahead and work out anyway.
Do the yoga?
I
some
did.
hot yoga?
I think they were doing some. They were, and I was doing chest, and I was smashing weight, like heavy shit. And
making grunt noises?
No, I don't really make noises.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And I was smashing. And
smashing.
These dudes, like
okay.
30 people come out of this, wherever the hell they were doing yoga at, and they're all like engineers, and they look at me and they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I don't know if they thought some meathead just wandered in there, and because I've never seen any of these people before, and they were just giving me the weirdest look, and I was like, what's up?
Hey, I
work here too, man. I'm just
24-7 is the updated score. If you're not watching,
well,
we're watching for you.
Enough about working out. Did you just thinking about working out? Did you hear about Phil Baroni?
No, what's going? Oh, I did, but
he's been arrested and accused of murdering his girlfriend in Mexico.
It's crazy how many. This literally happened. That story came out the night after we did the last show. It's amazing how quick this stuff happens. But Obviously, look at him.
Didn't he fight
He's a
Chuck Liddell, right?
I want to. Yeah, I mean, I know he was.
I remember.
I remember him.
early
I thought
UFC watching
him. I remember watching him fight like Ken Shamrock or
Was that
something
who
like
it
that.
was? He was like, I liked him because I was like, he's like a handsome dude.
Well,
He,
you like the Jersey Shore. You like that stuff.
I don't really like Jersey Shore, but I just thought he was like a good-looking, cool dude, and I kind of I could get behind like him. I don't know. He had like
he looks like Buff Bagwell.
yeah, you know what? He kind of
He
does.
that's why you liked him. He looks
I'm
like
trying to like
he's
look up his record and
he
everything
looks like
about him.
he looks like there is nothing about his. They've wiped it
Oh,
clean.
here we go. Let's see here. Phil, New York. Yeah, the New York badass,
Yeah.
Baroni. So Jesus, look at his record. 16 wins, 19 losses. Not so hot, bro.
No,
I'm almost certain. Let's see here.
he was that that heel that would just step into a fight. You know, he was. I don't think he had any major fights.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, not.
Okay. I swear he fought Evan Tanner. Oh, it was Frank Shamrock.
Yeah, I'd say
That was in Strike Force.
I know. I know he fought a Shamrock, but I don't think he
Joe
ever.
Riggs, Big Daddy Joe
Yeah.
Riggs.
Was it when he was heavyweight Joe Riggs or lightweight Joe Riggs? Oh,
It's not saying. I don't know. Chris Holland, he fought him.
so what's his? Go back to
Anyways.
the story.
What are we talking about? Former UFC star Phil Baroni was reportedly arrested for allegedly killing his girlfriend in Mexico over the weekend. Let's see here. Police found Baroni's girlfriend naked and unresponsive in bed with a sheet covering her. The report says cops noticed bruisings and markings all over her face and body and no signs of life. When authorities looked at Baroni's body, they reportedly noticed his hands were red. They took photographs. As for what Phil Baroni said transpired, the retired fighter tracked down authorities and told them he got into a drunken argument with his girlfriend in their hotel room when things turned physical. Baroni reportedly told police he was upset after finding his girlfriend slept with another man. I mean, she kind of deserves it, right?
No, nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope, that is not true at all.
No? Okay.
That
so
is- that's
he
Like,
told
you know what you should do? Very similar to.
is throw her in the ocean?
Nope. Very similar to. I don't know what that was.
What was that?
I don't know.
Ghost?
Yeah, but
Phil Baroni's girlfriend in here said,
oh, it's
hey.
it's the headphones. But very similar to the Dollar General guy. Just walk away. Just leave. Just
So you're not supposed to do anything?
correct.
Okay.
You do not. No, you maybe yell, get your stuff, and you kick them the F out.
Okay.
Just for future reference.
That's what you would do. This
That's
isn't
what
this isn't what Phil did.
No, that's not. Obviously not.
Okay. So he told her to take a shower. She refused. Baroni claims he then grabbed the woman by her arms and forced her into the shower, which led to her hitting her head. The 46-year-old woman, who reportedly was also under the influence of drugs and alcohol, claimed the woman couldn't get out of the tub by herself, so he assisted. She then complained of being cold, so Baroni took her to bed, removed her clothes, and wrapped her in a blanket. Baroni then went out for cigarettes and beer per her request. She needs some smokes.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
Been a long night.
and a beer. When he got back, Baroni reportedly told authorities he believed the woman was asleep. Tragically, hers was dead.
So they didn't say like beat to death or.
It sounds like she just hit her head.
Okay. Huh.
I mean, isn't that basically what happened to Bob Saget, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That sucks, man. I know if they're charging him, you'd think that there's a little more to it. But in Mexico, man, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You don't want to get charged in a Mexican jail or get thrown in one.
No, I remember one time when I got some
Thrown in a
charges
Mexican jail.
jail.
What did you watch much football this weekend?
None.
None.
Not one down.
Really?
Yeah, I was really busy this weekend.
I
Actually.
was too, but I listened to. I did my listening thing. I did watch.
And you said the Cowboys don't have a very good, radio guys, or
No,
at least you don't like them, anyways.
No, interception. They do have a decent one. They're hard to find. You got to pay for them everywhere. So if
What?
you find one, but no, I like doing theirs. There's certain broadcasts I hate. But no, that time I told you I listened to it, I couldn't find theirs, and I listened to the other team's broadcast. and it was almost intolerable.
Well, the Vikings, you said you liked theirs, right?
Yeah, they just were. Yeah, that's that Lieberman and whoever, man. They get freaking geeked. I like, it's like Wichita State. I love their announcers because whether they're playing bad or not, they get geeked and excited for the game. So I watched quite a bit of the Chiefs game. The team I'm pulling for besides the Cowboys in this playoffs is the Jaguars. I'm a Jaguars fan now. Nothing to not like about them. They've always been the underdog.
I like their coach.
Yeah, good coach, good head of lettuce on that not very handsome quarterback.
He probably smashes though.
Oh, I'm sure, man. He's a big, blonde, goofy-looking kid. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'd have no problem.
It's not. I don't think he's unattractive.
He just it's goofy looking. I don't know what it is.
Like,
if he had short hair, I don't think he would.
He looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
With a combination of from Dazed and Confused. The kid that's
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
that's what he does
Yeah.
all the time.
I mean, he's not. He's
What's
not.
that kid's name?
I don't know. I haven't watched Dazed and Confused in a little while, man.
Dude, you dopers, that's your guys'
Dude,
show.
that's what I like about freshmen. I get older, they stay the same.
They stay the same age, man.
That is the only role Matthew McConaughey played 40 times I liked. No.
That was his first movie too.
McConaughey's?
Yeah.
Really?
And that whole all right, he came up with that on the spot.
All right.
Wasn't written down for him or anything. He just come up with it. Mitch.
So did you pull up the playoff bracket yet? Because we're
No,
going to do
I
that
can
here in
get
a
that.
second, and we'll need to.
I do have if you'd hit my sounder, I have something for us too.
You just made the list.
Vince McMahon's back.
What?
Got back on the board of directors.
That didn't last very long.
Did not.
How'd we know that was going to happen? Has their ratings dropped a little bit or
No,
something?
not at all. They're doing really well right now. Rumor is WWE's for sale. How much money do you got? Like, do you think we could probably, if we maybe got like some of Conrad's money, we could probably buy
Well, I
it?
think if we combine with the 7 people watching on
Oh,
TikTok,
shit.
the 20 or
Whatever.
5 that are on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
the thousands of downloads we get weekly, if we pitch it right, I think we could probably get us all tickets to
I
the
think we
next
could-
event.
if it was a live event, not on TV, maybe.
If we did a Wichita, I think we could get
Could we
a whole
maybe-
section in Wichita or something. Maybe is what we could pull
Yeah,
off.
I think if we could get everybody to go ahead and donate to our Cash App,
Okay.
or what do we have? What do we got?
I don't think I have anything.
Oh.
You can go subscribe through Anchor, you can go subscribe and you can be a supporter and give as much as you want or as little as you
That's
want.
probably not taxable through there, huh?
Yeah, that's not you. You get
I think-
non-tax. We'll write that right off
Just
for you.
so everybody knows,
We're basically like
$5.99 at a time,
we're basically a donation. We'll take donations.
but not over 600 at a time.
No.
$5.99 a time. You can do $5.99 a time as many times as you
as
want.
many times.
Yeah, just keep that under $5.99. We're good to go. But
Good.
anyways, so my man is back. Supposedly, WWE is going to be up for sale, and the way I was reading, I think that maybe they're going to sell it to like possibly NBC, which is Comcast, which
You know it's going to somehow
They
be
own-
The Rock that ends up buying it.
That's-
Let's
that's
just
in there
wrap
too.
it back around. I mean,
but
it's
he's
going to
got
be
the XFL now.
it's going to be Patrick Mahomes, The Rock, and LeBron James are
But-
going to buy it. That's who's going to buy
Would
it.
that be hilarious if you called that and that's how it was?
But I'm telling you, they're buying everything. Why wouldn't they? Patrick Mahomes is a 27-year-old quarterback that owns a team.
LeBron's gonna show up on.
He's got a soccer team. LeBron's got a school, a soccer team.
LeBron's gonna show up and fall down on the ramp.
Well, he'd be a great wrestler. He's been practicing
He's been flopping
for years.
Yeah,
so
20 years. Do you see what he's saying about? He is so adamant that him and Bronny are gonna play together. That dude's gonna have to have several years of college.
who, Bronny?
He's not ready. He's small too.
Yeah, but they'll get in. His younger son, I've heard now that he's going to wait. His younger son is growing. His like 6'8" now or 6'7".
That's a long
and is only
time
14.
to be back around.
5 years, 6 years. Why not? Brady's doing it, and especially if he could get somewhere and just. I mean, because the fact is, everybody's giving him shit. He's a 38-year-old still trying to carry teams. There ain't nobody in history that's done what he's doing.
They just showed. I saw something today, even though I don't like him. They showed him his numbers are exactly comparable to what they were 10 years ago.
Yes, no, I mean that team around him is not good, and part of that's been maybe because he forces some decisions. But that dude can play basketball. I mean, plain and simple. So, I did watch a fair amount of football, but the funny things like Cowboys got to play Buccaneers this week, who lost the last game going in. A bunch of teams were already in, so they sat players and did that.
Seemed weird.
It was a weird week. My biggest takeaway. A bunch of teams are hot. You got 49ers are hot going in. You have really, they're probably the hottest team on the NFC going in. And then you have both the Bills and Bills, Bengals, and Chiefs going in hot on the AFC side.
You want to pick these games?
Yeah, let's do it. What?
Okay, I'll start it. I'll read them and you write them. And I'll say, okay, we'll just go from top to bottom. Niners, Seahawks.
I'm going to go, so we'll go we'll just do, I'm going to go with San Francisco.
Sames.
Okay.
Chargers, Jaguars.
Going Jags.
Me too. Bills, Dolphins.
Man, if Tua was back, I'd say this could be that kind of upset one, but I'm going Bills.
Sames.
They were my pick at the beginning of the year to win it, so.
Giants, Vikings.
I'm going to go Vikings.
Me too.
I don't know. Actually,
You don't have to be different.
I'm going New York.
Okay. Bengals, Ravens.
Bengals. Ravens are bad right now.
Sames. And
I'm going Cowboys. I mean, they lost to them week 1. They've sucked really bad lately, but I think they're just playing coy. They knew they've been in. They knew they couldn't get that top seed without a lot of things. So they're thinking like, man, everybody's going to think.
Is that the Bucks too?
Yeah.
I guess because
they're home. They won their division.
Even though the Cowboys
12-5 versus 7-9. Is that what they are?
I wonder what
8-9.
The worst. That's got to be about it. I mean, it was probably. What did it used to be? 16 games.
Yeah,
right?
because
so 7-9 is
there's
probably
been
the
a
worst
couple.
record
I think
ever.
no. I think I've seen. Yeah, I don't. What was it? 1 year. Well, like this year, you could have had the 7-9. If whatchamacallit, the Titans would have won, they would have went in. I guess at 8-9 as well, wouldn't they have? Yeah,
worst record to get into the NFL playoffs. Here, Carolina Panthers in 14, 7-8-1.
There you go.
Seahawks in 10, 7-9.
Yeah, so it's been done. I mean, if you're in a weak division and can win it, and that's all they had to do because it came down to
Why is the picture got to be Tebow?
Well, because they had a pretty weak one that year. They went in.
Yeah.
They had, yeah. It's a weird. It's a top heavy, one, but it's
Remember that year the Patriots were 11-5 with Matt Castle and they didn't get in? That was crazy.
Yeah, because of that division was good that year. I don't know. So who got the buys? Where it's just the Chiefs and the
Eagles.
So there's a lot of. We'll see how that goes, but I'm going obviously my 2 picks for the Super Bowl. You want to call that right now since we're here? Who do you got for the Super Bowl if you're calling it right now? No, who did you pick in the Cowboys?
No, I didn't.
Tampa Bay game. You going with your boy, TB12?
Cowboys yeah, just to be different from you, I'll say that. I'm gonna say probably.
Write them down, guys. Send us in your picks if you want. Get on Facebook, give them to us. TikTok, wherever.
I would say
Instagram.
The Niners and the Bills.
Okay, that's a good one. So,
can I say my second? If I pick 2 different other teams, unofficially, I would say Bengals and probably I'd say Bengals and Bucks.
Okay. It's Tom Brady. You don't rule anything out. They still have receivers and a defense and a lot of things. They don't look good even in the games they've won. My pick, Cowboys, Jaguars.
How come the Jaguars just seem like an NFC team and not AFC?
And I don't know. And then my number 2 and my real one is I'm going to go Chiefs, 49ers.
And who wins? Well, I guess we didn't say that. Didn't we pick at the beginning of the year?
Yeah,
I think
I'll
I
have to go
said
back.
Bucks.
I'll have to go back. I think mine was Bills and somebody, and then I had my dark horse was the Colts, and that was
Ooh.
bad. They looked like they had all the pieces in place to start the year, and then
Speaking of them, did you see? Well, obviously we saw it, but Thibodeau was doing the snow angel after he hurt that quarterback, which he didn't know he was hurt. But the aftermath of that, when he was getting interviewed, and he's like, "Who's Jeff Saturday? I don't even know who that is. He shouldn't even be speaking about this."
oh really?
Yeah, he was like, not only speaking derogatory towards a coach in the NFL, but also a Hall of Famer who is one of the best centers of all time, who snapped the ball to Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers, some of the best quarterbacks
Yeah,
in the NFL,
but-
and he's like, who is he to say?
Yeah, I think
How do you not know your history?
well, and I think it maybe was a swipe at him, like
Yeah.
guy should.
Either way, but hopefully somebody straightened his ass out.
My pick, I'm you know, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to win it because I don't want them
Sean
to.
says Cowboys and Chiefs.
I like that. I would kill for that.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. I like, that.
that one.
Who you got to win it, Sean?
Yeah, who you picking to win, Sean? I told Sean he needs to come in here and sit with us
Yeah.
one of these days.
Hell yeah.
He's waiting for
It'd be a good interview. He's got a lot to talk about, and he'd arm wrestle you on there and
I know
embarrass you.
he not left-handed. He can't beat me
Yeah, he
left-handed.
can.
No, I already slam him left-handed. He's waiting for this this vote that's coming up.
What vote?
They're voting on the weed thing.
Oh, there you go.
Very important to him.
So he could start growing it.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So he wants to after he
Well, didn't
He
they?
gets that
They're talking
clarity.
about doing the hemp, like the hemp. I
That's what
thought
they're-
already got legalized, but it's not. It's only in certain areas, or it's getting.
whatever it is that
pushed.
he's what he wants to come in and talk about it after
Hell yeah.
after that. So I
I'd love
told
to
him,
have him on.
I told him he's welcome anytime, and I'm
This
sure
is
he'll give you a hug.
This is a pot friendly show. Both, if it's just for paper, for medicinal, for
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever
Partying up.
partying.
What else you got? We're gonna probably wrap it up here. We're at our
That's
hour.
pretty much all I got.
I did things we didn't get to today. Not a whole lot. Crazy weather in Cali. Man, I feel bad whether you like the people there or not. That's shit you're not used to dealing with. So from the fires and the stuff that's normally going to the floods, and we know there's a lot of homeless people without a place to go. So heart out to them. Joe Rogan pissed off Trump fans, basically calling them morons.
Oh, that I do have something on that. So,
and Republicans voted to basically, I don't like, is it, what did they, I don't know what they called it, but it was against Griner. It was basically condemning
saying
it.
it's dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was essentially condemning it. Republicans make a major move, but my favorite part in this whole thing was they put in there, no member raised objections to the matter once the reference Griner being a woke gay woman was removed from the statement. So that was
Do
the
you
only
think-
thing that was holding them up.
Do you think when she was in Russia, she had some of that new medication, Triminigan?
I doubt it. I
Yeah.
doubt it. Though they may have given her some, but
She might have had, but
she's-
force fed it.
she's to her credit, she's adjusting back to life in the United States and wants to even start helping other Americans in prisons overseas. Now, I will say if
If
people
she
would,
wants to do that, that's good.
and she's got the power and stuff to help do that.
And
So if that is the case, then maybe some decent can come out of it. So
that's good. What I was going to say about Rogan and Portnoy,
that was
they-
weird because both of them kind of had certain points a while ago said they didn't have no intentions to really
Yeah.
do something like that, but you knew it was going to
eventually
happen.
gonna happen. Yeah, so he was talking about the shit. I just lost my train of thought.
Portnoy,
Portnoy.
Trump, morons.
Oh, they were talking about Jake Paul
Okay.
and Tommy Fury.
We didn't even get to that either. The
Yeah. Oh,
Jake
him.
Paul signing
yeah.
the MMA deal. We'll get to that next show.
They didn't talk about that, so it must have been filmed right
Before.
before it. Anyways, they were talking about those two fighting. Dave was sitting there just adamant about how Tommy Fury couldn't fight, that he ain't worth a damn.
Yeah.
And Joe was trying to talk to him, and he's like, shut the fuck up. He just kept saying it, but he was saying it like joke, like.
Who was saying that? Rogan was saying that to
he's
Portnoy?
like, shut the fuck up. But he was on him. But, like, you could tell Dave wasn't tripped up by it at all.
Yeah.
He just kept talking, And he's like, dude, shut the fuck up. It was hilarious because it wasn't like he was doing it to be mean. He was just like they were arguing.
Yeah. I watched just a little clip of
And,
it just for that.
Dave was like, I would put my, how do you say it? Like, basically, I would put my life savings on Jake Paul just knocking the shit out of him. So,
yeah, it's hard to say. We'll see who. He's trying to fight Diaz and do all these ones that if you're not trying to fight the best of the best right now, but I mean Diaz would be another tip in the cap or whatever.
And Sean's not going to pick anybody but the Cowboys to win. It'd be like me just always picking Jayhawks.
I know. That's why I wanted his votes. I got the Cowboys winning. Who's yours? And then I said Chiefs, but I really got Cowboys.
Oh, I guess I would just pick the Bills to win.
Okay. The only other thing, did you watch the Prince Harry interview?
I thought you were going to say Harry. No, I just saw highlights that he said he's supposedly killed 25 people. But from what I was reading, it was all from a helicopter. So
yeah,
it's not like he was actually like hand to hand.
Yeah, and he was just dropping down on him. And we don't even know if he killed people, just random people he was flying by. No.
Yeah, it's not like it was
the only thing I seen, he came out and apologized. He didn't mean to harm his family or bring them in a bad light. Well, you just need more money.
Dude, you were in a war. That's the whole point, right?
Well, but no, I think, they talked a lot about his mom. No, I'm talking about his mom stuff, and he talked about the royal family during
his mom just couldn't drive very good.
It was crazy because during that I walked by, my wife was listening. It's the only reason I knew it happened. I came out here, but they were talking about how he made his driver take him through the tunnel at the same speed and in like the same exact time of the day to see if what happened could happen. And he's like, I just had to live that moment. And it's like, it was just a weird thing. So, but my whole point was I still like Meghan. So
did they all die in that crash?
I don't think so.
How'd she die from the back seat?
That's what I think part of what he was talking about in the car that they were in. I think 2 people did, but like the driver and somebody else didn't. And
can I give an update on what's going on with Sons since I'm rewatching it?
Yeah.
We've already talked about it. I know we've talked about
because if you haven't watched Son of a Gun, you're here for the review.
Yeah, so
or Sons of Anarchy.
That's Son of a Gun.
Sons of Guns.
I mean, the more I watch the show since I'm rewatching it.
Where are you at in it?
I'm on the last season.
Okay.
Bobby just got killed.
Okay.
And I forgot almost about that. My wife was like, "Oh, she remembered it, and I didn't. She must have watched it more recent. They take his eye out, they cut his fingers off, they torture him, they break his jaw, and then he still kills him at the end.
Yep.
And it's just like, geez. And it's like I remember before I wanted to rewatch it again. It's like everything on Sons is 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards. There's more than 2 steps backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Everything on there, and it's just like.
There was more resets on that show in 5 seasons or 7 seasons.
It's on the 7th season. So Jax has just gotten so brutal, and he's just killing everybody.
Yeah, he went nuts.
And it's like he'll kill somebody, and then it's like comes home and hangs out with his kid.
Loves his kids.
Yeah, like nothing's going on. And so I looked it up, and I said, how many kills did Jax have? Or like the list, who do they think killed the most? Well, the number 1 they have is Gemma.
Yeah.
Because she's responsible. She may have only physically killed I know
3 or 4 people in there.
Tara
the wife,
and a couple other people.
Another chick
but
and the
she's
dude.
responsible for everything that happened with that shit. And she was just a terrible person. Like the more you watch it,
she's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, she's awesome in the role, and I just.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know. It's a good show.
It was, it's crazy. Is like I started rewatching. I had only got partway through season 1 of Sopranos again, just because just because you were talking about it. But it's funny though. When that show first came out, how it was, what was the kill that week, and it was like 1 or 2 kills every show, and that was the talked about who was going to get knocked off or whatever. They were still so less violent than like Sons or so many of those. Like the evolution of those shows, how much more violent just how they kill them, and like that in that one on Sons when they're in that at the war for whatever in that where they have like the the girls held up. They're like doing the porno taping and stuff and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And how they kill like 3 of those. I mean, it's just messed up.
Well,
stuff,
the Asians, when they come in there and just kill everybody that was in there, it's just the.
Yeah.
I'm trying to switch over. I was going to show you something. What's the lead singer of
Guns N' Roses,
Kiss?
Axl
Paul
Rose.
Stanley, right?
I don't
I was
know.
going to show you this picture. I commented on it. Where is it? I said, "Motherfucker, looking like Gemma Teller."
Yeah, looks hot.
Look at that shit. Looks just like her.
Yeah,
Droopy
but
eyes
the
and
makeup,
everything.
the time out. You get older, you gotta keep up with the times, and all of these old rock stars look more and more like aging women.
Look
as
like
the-
old aging women. That's all I
right.
got. That one, he looks even more like her.
We made it. We didn't get a lot of likes. I'm not saying it was a great TikTok live, but we made it through one. So normally we do some more offensive stuff and and push the limits, but we wanted to try to make it a whole 30 minutes or 40 minutes without getting kicked off. So
We did good.
I think we did good. We're update before we go off. It's right before halftime, 31-7, Georgia over TCU. Kind of how I expected it to go, and I didn't want it to go that way because I'm a Michigan guy. I wore my Michigan hat today to show my love, to show my pride, and this team just annihilated my team. So
So what are we thinking? Probably next time you see us was Sunday, probably.
yeah, and I
Since-
may just wait and release it. We may still do some Facebook Live Sunday night. We can watch some football, whatever football game. Oh, that was a
Jesus.
freaking nice catch. I don't know. Yeah, he's good in that one. As we go off air, they get another touchdown.
38.
I'm here to date your 6-year-old. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby.